I seen somebody that I knew at McDonald's. I knew him from high school, and he was working the drive-thru. So I went through the drive-thru to get my food. I seen him. He came to the drive-thru. I was like, oh shit, what's up, bro? How you doing? Nigga get to hiding his face and shit. I'm like, why you hiding your face, bro? Like, I know who you is, you know? I'm thinking he playing at first, but he like dead serious. So he ended up pulling his shirt back down, and he ended up like telling me like, oh yeah, bro, I've been straight, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just working this job because of such and such, and right? So basically, right after he pulled the shirt down, he got to explaining himself why I see him working the drive-thru at McDonald's. And I'm sitting there thinking like, you really explaining yourself because you working the job where you getting money to do what you got to do to make ends meet, to take care of the things that you need. Never feel ashamed of that. I don't give a fuck where you work at. What, like, it really came to this nigga. We come from being homeless. Like, it don't matter where you work at, you getting to it, you trying, you making it happen. There's some people that can't get a job, that is not even trying to get a job, and you had the drive-thru getting it in, grinding. What is there to be ashamed about? Nigga really hit his face. Real deal hit his face. I'm thinking he playing dead serious. He really not trying to be seen. Like, bro, don't ever feel ashamed. Like, I'm proud of anybody that I see, no matter where the fuck I go, nigga. A job is a job, nigga. I remember I was so down bad on my dick, but like, what, nigga? But don't ever feel ashamed because you get into it, boy. It don't matter what the fuck you doing, on God.
There's a lot of people that feel like this. People are getting ashamed to tell people what they do for a living. This is a crazy world that we living in. Now, you know they say all money ain't good money. And like he was saying, he don't care where you work, a job is a job. But at the end of the day, is a job really a job? But in this case, where he was working at, it's not a bad job, you know? And no job is really bad if you really look at it. So at the end of the day, it's like that's what's wrong with people. They always worried about what people think. And a guy that he used to know, he probably was hiding his face because he really don't like his life at that moment, you know? He don't like his life to the fact that he feel like he a failure. But if you feel like you're a failure, you shouldn't feel like you're a failure because you doing what you gotta do to take care of your family or any situation that you in. Now, it's a lot of people that do feel like this. They don't want to tell people where they work at. And it's just crazy in a society that we live in because we always listening to others and doing what we hear people say do. We don't live for ourselves because it's all a bunch of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do this, supposed to do that. You're supposed to be here at a certain age. And a lot of people take that into consideration. And it's really like they look at their life and feel like they want to put a goal, an expectation on their life. And that's true. You can have goals and expectations on your life, but there's one thing called reality. So I think he really just was embarrassed. And it's crazy to me because a job is a job, you know. And if you feel like you want to do something different with your situation, you just have to do something different. So when you really get sick and tired, you will know when you're really sick and tired because you'll do something different. But in this instance, I don't know how long he's been working at McDonald's, or he could have been bullying the guy back in high school. And then the guy seen him in a drive-thru, he probably thought like, let me hide my face. You know how it always be, those situations where the guy that was a bully in school to the person he was bullying, the person doing better with their life, and then he really don't want to be seen because he felt like a failure. But at the end of the day, bullying is not cool. But people change, you know? Maybe he not looking at him the same situation back in high school. You know, something could be different. And it's just, we live in a world where people just care about what other people think. And that's going to stop a lot of people from their life, from living their life. They always care about what somebody else say. They always care about what their parents think. Like, if you want to do something different, just in general, stop listening to people. If people got something negative to say, stop listening to people. And it's you. So you still getting up and you still going to work every day. You still showing up. So you capable of being disciplined. So it's just up to you. So I tip my hat off to him. And you gotta do what you gotta do to make ends meet. But if you feel like it's not enough or something, or you want it to be different, then you just have to just change your life and just come to the conclusion. And once you want to change your life and come to the conclusion and you want to get a different job, then that's on you. Or do whatever you want with your life, that's on you. Don't let people make decisions for you. Because if you leave that job or you working that job, it's gonna be a lot of people that got something to say. They're gonna be like, "What are you doing working there? That job is for such and such." But I see a lot of older people working at McDonald's now, so there's nothing wrong with that. And I tip my hat off to people who still wants to get up and go to work, because that's tough to do, but you making it happen. So you should never be terrified or feel a certain way because you're making it happen. A lot of people don't even make it happen. They just make excuses. So, and I always say, time is the most important currency that you can't get back. So once you start utilizing your time in the best way possible, can't nobody tell you nothing. It's some people who don't even work. They just sit on the corner all day or sit around the store all day, just drink and smoke. And they like 40, 50, and they don't care. So it's how you look at life, how you value your time. So in this day and age, a job is a job. With the economy being so bad, you gotta just get in when you fit in. That's why there's a lot of people with college degrees. They trying to get in Walmart. They're trying to get in anywhere they can get in because they don't have time to be picky and choosy. You know? Because you can be told these things coming up in your life, like you need a degree here, you need a degree there. And then once you get the degree, it's not matching. You can't find a job in your field. So what you gonna do? Because at the end of the day, you still need money. And money can stop a lot of people from doing a lot of things. And I know that's sad because I don't think he should be ashamed of it at working at McDonald's, because he being extreme though, high in your face and all that. Like, he gonna see you again. He gonna come in one day and just see you. Then what you gonna do? You see what I'm saying? So stop trying to run from stuff. That's what's wrong with some people. It's always like they trying to run all the time and hide all the time. Run. If something is going on in your life, don't run from it. Stop caring what people think. Because there's some people that's in the same situations like you that feel the same way. Stop being worried about what people got to say. And in this case, the guy that seen him in the drive-thru, he didn't even care. You know what I'm saying? And you can't please everybody. So when you live in your life and you going through with your life, once you learn that, it's always gonna be somebody that got something to say. But you gotta look at their situation and be like, but what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? So just to down talk somebody else or where they work at or anything. And that's just how you feel. So you making a living. You making a good living, you making a living, however you want to classify it, but you have an honest job. So there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't get why people just be so ashamed of stuff. People always want validation from everybody else. And that's the strange thing and the strange world that we live in. And then in reality, you really can't change people's opinion. People are going to believe what they want to believe. So what's the point? And that's my take on the situation. So let me know how y'all feel about this topic. Would you be embarrassed to tell somebody you worked at McDonald's or any fast food restaurant and they saw you in a drive-thru? Or let me know if you wouldn't be embarrassed. And that's my take on the situation. And I'm going to see y'all in a minute. Peace.